we wanted to welcome everybody here. I think most of you know what this is about, but it's a really unique partnership between the City of Wilmington and the residents of the neighborhoods around the parks of Connell Street Park, 4th Street Park, and Father Tucker Park. And for the last 6 months, the City of Wilmington has, the Department of Parks and Rec and the Department of Planning and the Department of Neighborhood Development has partnered with the residents to develop some designs and cost estimates for these future playgrounds. This is because the city made a decision that they were going to invest in the renovation of these playgrounds, and they made a decision that they wanted to engage the residents in coming up with a design. So I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank the city for taking that step. And then, in addition, I want to thank all of you who have put so much of your time and energy and imagination into this process. And so I want to, yeah, I mean, I really, just to back up a little bit, this is a project that has, the Friends of Parks groups have been supported by West Side Grows Together, which is a coalition of 27 different organizations on the West Side that came together. Civic associations, neighborhood planning councils, businesses, community organizations saying, if we work together, we can do better, we can do more, we can do greater things for our city. So that's what this is about. Before we begin, what this program is going to be about is looking at the designs that we've created together. But before we begin, we really want to invite some of the partners up to speak, especially from the City of Wilmington. So first up, I would like to offer the Department of Planning the opportunity to come and speak. And it sounds like it's going to be Mr. Kazicki. Or is it? Now, Mr. Kazicki has planned playgrounds in this city for more than 20 years, so there's nobody better than him. And, you know, we've become, here he is.
Thank you very much, Kristen. As Kristen kind of mentioned, I'm a kind of a substitute here tonight, but I'm glad to be in front of everybody, as I have been for the meetings that we've held so far up to date for the last 6 months. Just want to say that the City of Wilmington Department of Parks and Recreation is very pleased to have worked with West Side Grows out of the West End Neighborhood House. We've had a great experience, Christian and her team with Yolanda and Vanity, and all of you have been very supportive to our efforts to build these 3 playgrounds. We want to see them happen. We, the city, had planned them to happen prior to joining in a partnership with West Side Grows. And I just want to see everything go forward, and I'm looking forward to the presentation tonight by our locust consultants. Thank you very much.
And next up, this is a partnership between the residents and the City of Wilmington. I wanted to introduce City Council President, Mr. Theo Gregory.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. I've been on City Council for 24 years and now 2.5 more years. And one of the things that I have come to appreciate about the city was twofold. One, the parklands, or the various parks that we have, and secondly, the architecture in the city. Now, I may sound a little weird, but I will actually drive around and look at the communities because I like watching how the city expanded into north, south, east, and west. And if you look at the architecture, and what I really find fascinating is the farmland that's kind of farmhouses that still exist in the various neighborhoods. You realize if you ride through a neighborhood, you'll see a house that doesn't fit. Well, that's a farm. That's an old farm. That's where only one house used to sit there, and it's very fascinating. The parkland is equally fascinating. You know, I've traveled over the country with my kids doing different things and visiting, and we have an excellent park system in the City of Wilmington, second to none. And in saying that, I got on Facebook discussion with someone. I was over at, I think, one of the parks I was cleaning up, and they said, why don't you come to Dunleaf Park? And I'm like, well, you know, really, Dunleaf is not in the City of Wilmington. So we got into this diatribe going back and forth. And then I told the person, if you really want to do something for your park, there's this concept going around the city called, I better take this off, I'm going to be fussed at. It's called Friends of the Park. Friends of the Park. Throughout our various communities, we're finding good neighbors, good community folk who are coming together as friends of the various parks throughout our various neighborhoods, and they are addressing the needs of the parks. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you as one of the leaders in the city of Wilmington for participating, for being a part of the process to renovate and bring back 3 parks in our communities, not just for yourselves, but for our kids and everyone else to enjoy. Thank you very much.
Now, there have been other people who've played a really key role in this, and I want to invite up the city councilman from the 7th District, Mr. Robert Williams, as well.
First of all, I want to say thank you for everyone for being here. It's a warm evening. Thank God we're heading into our summer season, and this is where the kids are going to start seeking a place to go and let some of that nervous energy out, and that's going to be the parks. When we think about our parks, we think about the amount of children that are looking for a place to go to enjoy themselves. Think back in your own childhood. What was your fondest memory? It was most likely going to a park and having a very close relationship with someone. Pick up the newspaper, you read about all the negativity going on in Wilmington. Shootings, murders, the conflict that's going on. I'm of a firm believer that the parks solve that problem. Where do kids learn to play by the rules? Whether they're made up that day or there's something that's been in existence forever, the kids learn to play by the rules at the park. Where do the kids learn conflict resolution? Is it fair? Is it foul? Did I make the shot or did I travel? Was I fouled before the shot? They learn to settle that dispute in the park. We've got an organization that has taken the bull by the horns, literally. Brought consultants in. Let the kids design the parks that they want to play in. Their ideas, not ours, not something we're going to force down their throat. This is something that the kids want. Every cleanup I've ever been involved in the 7th District, where do we go first? Our park. Rake it up, clean it up, pull the weeds, because we want the kids to go there and play and enjoy themselves. I congratulate Westside Groves for doing this. This is phenomenal. The city has been given a gift. A gift. You'll hear about the price tag. I don't care about the price tag. What's it cost to rehabilitate one of our kids? What's it cost to incarcerate one of our kids? Let's put the money in a place where they can learn the life skills that they're lacking here in the city of Wilmington. This is going to be the place. I've always said Parks and Rec. Let's get down to the nuts and bolts Park and Rec. Let's get down to parks and recreation. Everything else is secondary. Parks and recreation. I'll say west side of Wilmington, but typically west side of Wilmington to me is everything this side of I-95. There's not a swimming facility. Nowhere for our kids go to cool off. But we have an opportunity to fix a couple of these parks to get a nice sprinkler area where they can go and cool off during the summer. So again, I say thank you for coming. Thank you for putting this together. I'm excited about this, and anything and everything I can do to get this thing going, I'm here for you.
Two of the parks are in the 5th District. So I want to invite Sammy Prado, 5th District City Council representative, to also talk, because he has also come to the meetings, worked along residents, and really put his shoulder into this process. So welcome, Sammy.
Thank you. Thank you, Christian. What I find amazing about this whole thing is that it's really been a collaboration between residents in the city of Wilmington, all headed by Westside Groves. And I've never seen that before in my years of government. So for me, besides the obvious that we're going to have better parks now in the west side of Wilmington, is maybe this is a new model to approach government now and how to improve things by having folks work with the city officials. In this case, it was Department of Parks and Recreations, but we could use this model for other things, other issues in this city. And that's what I find really exciting about this whole thing, besides the fact that we're going to get some great playgrounds now. I grew up on the hilltop, and, you know, playgrounds, they were okay, but this is really exciting, these ideas that are coming out. I've never seen anything like this. I've been to Philadelphia and seen some of the playgrounds up there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that type of design here in Wilmington. So again, thanks Kristen for all the work she does on the west side of Wilmington. You really have done a lot to bring us all together, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And, you know, no discussion of West Side parks would be complete without another major advocate for parks on the West Side, which is Councilwoman Dorsey Walker. So I just want to introduce her and give her a chance to say something, because I know she really cares about parks. And so I'd like to invite.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. One of the things I'd like to talk about just really quickly is Judy Johnson Park. How did that happen? It happened as a result of you, the community, coming to we, the elected officials, going to the administration and saying, we want change. And actually, I have to be honest with you, this group demands change. You don't ask for it, you demand change. I think that's why I like you so much. But nevertheless, what we did is we collaborated. And that's what needs to happen more often in the city of Wilmington, a collaborative effort of the constituents, the elected officials, and everyone, and all members of government coming together and saying, enough is enough. Let's clean up our parks, let's clean up our communities, but we must do it together. And we can start one park at a time. We proved it at Judy Johnson, let's go to the next park. And every park where you go, I'll be right there with you, supporting you. Thank you for this evening, and God bless you.
So, as many of you know, it's been Friends of the Parks that have worked so closely with the city. And, you know, through that relationship, the Friends of the Parks have come together, and I can honestly say, you know, we've worked together, and we've worked together with the city and the residents and the city administration, and we've had the opportunity through working together, and I think this is sometimes something that can only come through working together, and working together around what a vision is, but also working together around what the reality is. It gives you the chance to become friends. So that's what this process is about. It's about creating friends of the park, but it's also about creating a collaborative process. So I wanted to introduce Mr. Lenny Sofrin also to come up, and just to thank him, you know, personally for his commitment to engaging residents, and his commitment to renovating our city's park system, and his commitment to design and the urban form. And, you know, thank him for giving us the opportunity to become friends. So.
I think that West Side Grows Together really emulates the pattern of involvement that's required in a community to address not only the difficulties that we face, but the opportunities to work together on such positive things as the revitalization of parks. But parks are a part of a neighborhood, and they're such a vibrant part of a neighborhood. They're a unifying element, and to Christian's point, they really do help create friends. So I think what we really need most as we move forward to implement this work is a collaborative effort to raise additional funds to match what the municipality can contribute. But more importantly, we'd like you to help spread this message to other communities where parks groups such as the Friends of the Parks on the West Side, Connell, Rodney, and Tucker really need to be, we need to give birth to those friends groups. And I'll point out one in particular that I think we all need to collaborate on, and is that there's a really strong movement afoot to create a Friends of Rodney Square. And I think that this is sort of our central park in a way. It's not Brandywine Creek, you know, it's not the Wilmington State Park, which already has a very vibrant Friends group. But to symbolize the unity that a city needs to exhibit, we're going to be moving forward the creation of a Friends of Rodney Square, and we'd like you all to participate. Thank you.
Thank you to the Director of Planning for the City of Wilmington, Mr. Lenny Sofrin. So we're going to move forward with the program, which is the introduction of Locust Partners, which is a design firm that has worked, really tirelessly with the community to develop these designs. And it wouldn't have been possible without the support of of DNREC, the State Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control. So before we begin, I do want to invite Mr. James Brunswick to just come up and say a few words about the commitment. We received support from the Community Environmental Project Fund to do this work, and so we just want to say thank you.
Well, I want to thank you all, the staff of the organization, the leadership, the kids who had a hand in designing these parks. I run the Community Environmental Project Fund. We, over the last 10 years, have funded about $3 million worth of projects, but this project is at just the tippy top of all the projects we've ever funded, because it's a transformational project. It changes the communities where the parks are. It changes the relationships between the community leaders who had a hand in designing the park. The parks are now a place where kids come and their dreams are realized. I stood here at the last meeting at the first unveiling of the initial designs, and the kids were pointing to the designs and talking about the ideas that they contributed to the projects, and the parks came alive for them. And it is, I think, the greatest thing for me and for this community to see this kind of transformation happen. And thank you, Westside Groves. It's tremendous.